Hi there, and welcome to International Voices. Well, what is International Voices? I can hear you all shouting in unison. Let me tell you a little bit about it. This is a new movement that I've set up because, like loads of people, I'm just an ordinary guy living in an ordinary house. You can see here it is, and over the years, I've just got tired of seeing so many people suffering in all sorts of different parts of the world, as well as in my own country. Kids suffering on TV, people starving, being blighted by war, and all sorts of problems which frankly are supposed to be the responsibility of governments and other large institutions to sort of manage and improve upon. But whatever happens, just due to their corruption or their desire to protect their own status and financial scenarios, they just don't seem to make any changes to anything or really resolve any problems. Same type of thing, you have charitable institutions, I'm sure many of which are really well intentioned, but don't actually provide solutions for people. And so we go on day in, day out. We've got our own lives to lead over here in the West. We're very, very busy. Many people are stressed out. We try to do things to help, but let's be honest about it, things don't really seem to change at all. So I'm thinking, what is it that can be done to actually make a difference? Lots of different things have been tried, as I've just outlined. I think, to be honest, we've got the solution here in our own hands. There are, lots of people who are using modern technology in a very, very negative way. So, for example, social media or contacts via their mobile phones or computers, they're getting a really negative message across, but they're really utilising it in a way that they can do so successfully. So it sort of crossed my mind that if this type of stuff is going on and people are able to manage things that way, why don't we, the good people in the world, actually try to do something good for people by utilising the same sort of technology? I'm not really aware that much of that has been done so far. And what's interesting is that, as you travel around the world, you do find that people in all sorts of different countries, even though they can often be poverty-stricken or very short of food or resources, still do manage to have access to means of communication, whether it be a mobile phone or in some cases if they're more lucky to have the internet and computers and that type of thing. So that got me thinking. Just to give you an example, a few years ago I was travelling and I was in a taxi cab in Sri Lanka talking to the taxi driver, and he was telling me how he had made friends with somebody who was visiting Sri Lanka from Norway, and that person had then become very close to them in the sense that he'd actually invited the Sri Lankan taxi driver's family over to Norway, which is an amazing thing to do. But also, even beyond that, he'd actually helped finance part of the education of one of the taxi driver's children. Now, I'm not saying that everybody should be thinking of making that type of commitment or financial commitment, but it just shows that in all sorts of different ways, or in smaller ways or larger ways, people can make direct difference to other people's lives wherever they are, either in our own countries or in other parts of the world, without having to go through big institutions, charities or governments who all just fail everybody all the time in any case. So the idea of International Voices, finally getting to the point now, is that we can build up contacts with people all around the world, look at the different problems that need resolving and coming up with solutions by means of having the power of technology to contact each other, to work together, and then ultimately, to resolve these matters. And, well, I say ultimately, in fact, ultimately to force governments and the responsible institutions to be doing the things for their citizens that they have been charged with doing in the first place. So this is just a little introductory posting. What I'm going to be doing over the coming days, weeks and months is actually posting different articles for people to consider, different issues that need to be looked at and resolved, and looking for feedback from people wherever you might be in the world, whether it's in the West or other parts of the world, and then we can start to get together and come up with ideas and use our joint power to actually make changes that really, really matter, rather than having to be at the behest of governments all the time. So I'd like to hear from you. Please contact us, write to us at the address at the bottom of the screen. Look out for more postings in the very, very near future, and hopefully, we'll be working together at some stage in the very near future. Thanks for listening, and looking forward to hearing from you all. Cheers!